Width of the top portion of a flat-footed rail is A. 69.85 mm, B. 63.50 mm, C. 66.77 mm, D. 136.52 mm. The correct answer is 66.77 mm. For providing the required tilt of rails, adazing of wooden sleepers is done for A. Bull-headed rails, B. double-headed rails, C. flat-footed rails, D. any type of rails. The correct answer is flat-footed rails. The life of a wooden sleeper depends upon A. quality of its timber, B. ability to resist decay, C. resistance to weathering, D. all the above. The correct answer is all the above. The spread between the point and splice rails at a distance of 4.25 rn is 50 cm. The size of the crossing is A. 1 in 6, B. 1 inch, C. 1 in 12, D. 1 in 16. The correct answer is 1 in. Minimum packing space provided between two sleepers is between A. 20 to 25 cm, B. 25 to 30 cm, C. 30 to 35 cm, D. 35 to 40 cm. The correct answer is 30 to 35 cm. The overall length of a turnout is the distance between the end of stock rail and A. heel of crossing, B. actual nose of crossing, C. throat of crossing, D. toe of crossing. The correct answer is heel of crossing. According to Railway Board, no diamond crossing should be flatter than A. 1 in 6, B. 1 inch, C. 1 in 12, D. 1 in 16. The correct answer is 1 in. Coning of wheels is provided A. to check lateral movement of wheels, B. to avoid damage to inner faces of rails, C. to avoid discomfort to passengers, D. all the above. The correct answer is all the above. A scissors crossover consists of one diamond and A. 1 turnout, B. 2 turnouts, C. 3 turnouts, D. 4 turnouts. The correct answer is 4 turnouts. Pick up the incorrect statement from the following. A. Sleepers transfer the load of moving locomotive to the girders of the bridges. B. Sleepers act as a non-elastic medium between the rails and ballast. C. Sleepers hold the rails at 1 in 20 tilt inward. D. Sleepers hold the rails loose on curve. The correct answer is sleepers act as a non-elastic medium between the rails and ballast. Type of switch rails generally adopted for modern track is A. straight switch, B. curved switch, C. loose heel switch, D. bent switch. The correct answer is curved switch. If sleeper density is M7 for 13 m rails, the minimum depth of ballast under wooden sleepers 25 cm x 13 cm is A. 15 cm, B. 20 cm, C. 25 cm, D. 30 cm. The correct answer is 20 cm. By interchanging gibs and cotters of a pot, sleeper gauge may be slackened by A. 1.2 mm, B. 2.2 mm, C. 3.2 mm, D. 4.2 mm. The correct answer is 3.2 mm. Composite sleeper index determines A. number of sleepers per rail length, B. suitability of wooden sleepers, C. permissible stresses in steel sleepers, D. none of these. The correct answer is suitability of wooden sleepers. Indian Railways detects the rail flow by A. Mitsubishi rail flow detector, B. Sony rail flow detector, C. Audi gauge rail flow detector. D. Kraut-Krumme rail flow detector. The correct answer is Kraut-Krumme rail flow detector. The rail section which is not used on Indian broad gauge tracks is A. 35R, B. 40R, C. 45R, D. 55R. The correct answer is 40R. Ballast packed below and around the sleepers to transfer the load from sleepers to formation generally consists of A. broken stones, B. gravels, C. murum, D. all the above. The correct answer is all the above. A wing rail is renewed or reconditioned if its maximum vertical wear is A. 9.5 m, B. 7.5 m, C. 5.5 m, D. 5.0 m. The correct answer is 9.5 m. The place where a railway line and a road cross each other at the same level is known as A. crossover, B. railway junction, C. road junction, D. level crossing. The correct answer is level crossing. On Indian Railways, standard length of rails for BG track is A. 33 feet 10.06 m, B. 36 feet 10.97 m, C. 39 feet 11.89 m, D. 42 feet 12.8 m. The correct answer is 42 feet 12.8 m. Heel of crossing is the line joining A. ends of splice rail and point rail, B. ends of lead rails butting the crossing, C. ends of wing rails, D. throat and actual nose of crossing. The correct answer is ends of splice rail and point rail. A monoblock sleeper has A. square section, B. rectangular section, C. trapezoidal section, D. semicircular section. The correct answer is trapezoidal section. Minimum length of a transition curve required for A. 2 curves for a maximum permissible speed of 135 km/h is 220 meters. B. 4 curves for a maximum permissible speed of 95 km/h is 220 meters. C. 6 curves for a maximum permissible speed of 80 km/h is 220 meters. D. all the above. The correct answer is all the above. A triangle used for turning the face of locomotives consists of A. 3 turnouts, B. 1 turnout and 2 splits, C. 2 turnouts and 1 split, D. 3 splits. The correct answer is 2 turnouts and 1 split. Monnier, the inventor of R.C.C, suggested the introduction of reinforced cement concert sleepers for the railways in A. 1857, B. 1867, C. 1877, D. 1887. The correct answer is 1877. If d is the distance between the parallel sidings and is the angle of crossing, the distance between the noses of crossing measured parallel to the gathering line is A. d tan, B. d cot, C. d sin, D. d cos. The correct answer is d cot. Minimum composite sleeper index for wooden sleepers used in crossovers is A. 1152, B. 1252, C. 1352, D. 1452. The correct answer is 1352. The spike commonly used to fix rails to wooden sleepers in Indian railways is A. dog spike, B. screw spike, C. round spike, D. all the above. The correct answer is all the above. In Indian Railways, plate laying is usually done by A. Side method, B. Telescopic method, C. American method, D. All the above. The correct answer is telescopic method. Stock rails are A. Parts of crossing, B. Fitted against check rails, C. Fitted against tongue rails, D. Laid between heel of switch and nose of crossing. The correct answer is fitted against tongue rails. The grade compensation on BG tracks on Indian Railways is A. 0.02, B. 0.03, C. 0.04, D. 0.05. The correct answer is 0.04. Maximum cant deficiency prescribed on Indian board gauge railways is A. 40 mm, B. 50 mm, C. 75 mm, D. 100 mm. The correct answer is 100 mm. Gauge of a permanent way is A. Minimum distance between running faces of rails, B. Minimum distance between outer faces of rails, C. Distance between centers of rails, D. Width of formation. The correct answer is minimum distance between running faces of rails. On Indian Railways, standard length of rails for MG track is A. 33 feet 10.06 m, B. 36 feet 10.97 m, C. 39 feet 11.89 m, D. 42 feet 12.8 m. The correct answer is 39 feet 11.89 m. For calculating the length of curve led CL, the correct formula is A. CLG cot 2, B. CL2 IG, C. CL2 GN, D. All the above. The correct answer is all the above. The standard dimensions of a wooden sleeper for MG railway track are A. 2.74 m x 25 cm x 13 cm, B. 1.83 m x 20 cm x 11 cm, C. 1.52 m x 15 cm x 10 cm, D. 1.75 m x 20 cm x 12 cm. The correct answer is 1.83 m x 20 cm x 11 cm. The standard width of ballast for B.G. track in Indian Railways is kept A. 3.35 m, B. 3.53 m, C. 2.35 m, D. 2.53 m. The correct answer is 3.35 m. The angle between the gauge faces of the stock rail and tongue rail is called A. Switch angle, B. Angle of crossing, C. Angle of turnout, D. None of these. The correct answer is switch angle. Top surface of steel sleepers is A. Kept level throughout, B. Provided a cant of 1 in 20 inward, C. Provided a cant of 1 in 20 outward, D. None of these. The correct answer is provided a cant of 1 in 20 inward. Wheels of a rolling stock are provided flanges on A. Outer side, B. Inner side, C. Both sides, D. Neither side. The correct answer is inner side. The arrangement of rails which permit trains to cross another track and also to divert to the other track is called A. Diamond crossing, B. Diamond crossing with single slip, C. Diamond crossing with double slip, D. Crossover. The correct answer is diamond crossing with double slip. To achieve best performance, the type of switch preferred to is A. Undercut switch, B. Straight cut switch, C. Overriding switch, D. Both A and B. The correct answer is overriding switch. Degree of a railway curve is defined as number of degrees subtended at the center of a curve by an arc of A 10 m, B 15 m, C 20 m, D 30.5 m. The correct answer is 30.5 m. Pot sleepers are used if degree of the curve does not exceed A 4, B 5, C 6, D 7. The correct answer is 4.